Hey guys, and welcome back, and thanks for stopping in today. If you're interested in getting our daily free play, you can head on over to our main website, stumpthespread.com. You can get over there by clicking this logo in the top right-hand corner of the video if you're on desktop, and we'll also link Stump the Spread in the video description. Yesterday's free play came through as St. Peter's went on to cover the spread on the road against Marist, and actually our daily free play over at our main website has been one of our best performers as of late. We've really been having quite a bit of success with them. I believe we've won 9 of our last 10 days with those, so really riding quite a hot streak with those. So if you're interested in checking that out, I recommend you go over and check out our main website. In today's video, I'm going to be touching on 4 matchups and talking about who I think is going to be the better bet against the spread, and this is going to be for January 27th, 2017. As usual, Friday does not have a lot of matchups on the board, so I'm just going to quickly touch on a few games, and hopefully we can get some decent value out of these particular matchups. So first game I want to talk about in this video is going to be over in the horizon between Milwaukee and Detroit. Milwaukee and Detroit both had their issues back during the non-conference, and even in conference play, neither of these teams have been able to find much success. Detroit, they've at least shown the ability to put up really strong numbers on the offensive end, but it's been a bit very hit or miss with this group, and also their defense has been quite a liability there for Detroit. But what was really impressive was their recent win on the road against Oakland. That really was one of the more shocking results in college basketball this year, but Detroit did put up 93 points in that particular game, and Jaleel Hogan in that contest put up 39 points in what was just a game where he was playing out of his mind. We don't know the status for Jaleel Hogan for this particular matchup, but Detroit here is on their home court, and they'll be going against this Milwaukee squad who hasn't been having all that much success on the road this year. Milwaukee has been fairly competitive in a lot of their more recent games and conference play, and coming through here and there on their home court, but still overall, Milwaukee hasn't been all that great when they've headed out on the road in the horizon. Keeping your eye on the status of Jaleel Hogan is going to matter in this one. He's currently Detroit's second leading scorer, but even without him on the court, Detroit does still have a lot of other offensive options that they can go to, and home court really has meant quite a bit in this particular conference. Milwaukee having to travel all the way over to Detroit for this one. We do think that the Titans can come through here behind their home court, and we do like Detroit to go on to win and cover this spread as the better value bet in this particular matchup. All right, moving on here. The next game that I want to touch on is going to be another Horizon League matchup, and this one's going to be between Wright State and Valparaiso. There's no denying that Wright State looked really solid in their recent outing, getting that big win at home against Oakland. With that said, even though Wright State has picked up a number of wins in conference this year, this Raiders group has really had their issues on the road against some of the better teams in the conference. And it's going to be interesting to see if that plays a role here for Wright State, who has been showing some decent results more recently, but losing at, for instance, Green Bay in blowout fashion, and they also had another loss on the road earlier in conference play. I believe it was to Oakland, and they also lost that one in blowout fashion. They're going into one of the toughest road environments in the conference here today at Valparaiso. The Crusaders came into the year as the clear-cut favorites to win the regular season title, with Oakland likely pushing them, and that's kind of been the case thus far, even though Oakland has fallen off a bit more recently. Valpo has a really strong home court advantage, and this is a team that has shown us the ability to win in convincing fashion, even though they haven't been quite as consistent as we'd like to see out of a top-tier team in the horizon. With that said, we do like the Crusaders to come through here on their home court as they go on to win and cover this 9-point spread. And then I have yet another Horizon matchup that I want to talk about, and that's going to be between Northern Kentucky and Illinois-Chicago. Illinois-Chicago has definitely taken a step in the right direction as a program this year. Unfortunately for them, they've been without arguably their best player in Dikembe Dixon for quite some time. They get this one at home against a Northern Kentucky basketball program who's also really been showing some positive things. Since their move into the Horizon League, they have a really nice home court, and this group has been bringing in some really nice recruiting talent that has already shown quite well out of the gate early on. And this is a Northern Kentucky squad that has been outperforming expectations this year, while Illinois-Chicago has generally been playing to their increased expectations that they had coming into the season. We do expect this to be a pretty competitive matchup, and this Northern Kentucky squad hasn't necessarily shown the best results on the road in conference play this year, but this is a team that, at least back during the non-conference, had some pretty solid results in those scenarios. And Northern Kentucky, they get this Illinois-Chicago squad who's going to be without Dikembe Dixon, obviously, again for this one, and they should be able to get a lot of things going down low there in the paint, especially with UIC without their intimidator down low. So we do feel like the Norse can really push UIC in this particular matchup, and getting the points in what should be a pretty close game. We do feel like Northern Kentucky getting the points here on the road is going to be the better bet. And then just one more game that I want to touch on in this video, and that's going to be one of the more intriguing matchups in today's action, and that's going to be between Dayton and VCU. I'm going to go into a bit more depth on this one. So, like I said, this is going to be one of the more intriguing matchups tonight, as two of the top teams in the A10 go head-to-head to get a chance to pick up another resume-building win. Dayton has been picking up their play as of late, winning 3 straight to improve to 15-4 overall, as well as 6-1 in conference. In their last outing, Dayton came through at home against St. Louis, leaning on their defense to pick up that particular win by 21 points. The Flyers have been one of the more consistent performers in the A10 this season, also showing that they can come through on the road, as they're 3-1 in true road games this season thus far. Dayton plays off of their strong defense, as this group ranks 26th in the nation in points allowed. And then going over to the home team, we have VCU, and the Rams were able to snap out of their 2-game losing streak in impressive fashion the other day, taking down LaSalle at home by a final of 90-52. VCU was coming off a less than ideal defeat in their last outing on the road against Fordham, and that was also on the heels of a loss at Davidson. The Rams are now in need of some more resume-building wins, as they stand 15-5 overall, as well as 5-2 in conference. VCU is another A10 squad that brings tremendous effort on the defensive end, ranking 44th in the nation in points allowed, as well as a respectable 136 in scoring average. VCU has been pretty streaky on their home court. VCU has been pretty steady on their home court, but not necessarily always putting up the greatest results on the road. This group has been led by veteran Jaquan Lewis, who's averaging 14.9 points per game, and really both of these teams haven't been as consistently solid as teams typically need to be coming out of the A10 to get an at-large to the NCAA tournament. Both of these teams still have some work to do. They need to be picking up some resume wins here down the stretch. We do feel like the A10 is getting a bit overlooked this year as a conference overall, but teams like Dayton and VCU, if they were able to make the tournament, would certainly have their chances to advance if they were able to get into that scenario, especially since both of these rosters have quite a bit of veteran talent. We do expect this to be a pretty competitive matchup here. Dayton has shown the ability to put up respectable results on the road this season, and we do feel like they can keep things close here. And getting the Flyers with the points on the road does feel like the better bet in this particular matchup. So that's pretty much going to do it for the games that I wanted to touch on in today's video. Again, if you're interested in getting our daily free play over at our main website, you can check out stumpthespread.com by clicking the logo in the top right-hand corner of this video if you're on desktop, and also we'll link Stump the Spread in the video description. And also, if you're interested in getting more of this pick content in the future, you can click that subscribe button, and also if you can click the thumbs up, that's greatly appreciated. That's pretty much going to wrap things up for this video, so we'll see you guys in the next college basketball pick video. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you then. Bye.